Next floor, please. Thank you. Oh my nuts. Okay, how to deal with this situation. How to deal with this situation. Hope for the best. This sucks. I'm already down to 3 reviver seats, and I haven't even gotten to the boss yet. I'm not sure whether that's my luck being bad or some other factor. Because I like to think I prepared well for this dungeon, and somehow it was still not enough. If I make it to the end of this and still die, I don't know how, unless I have like 2 bags worth of reviver seeds. Maybe even 1 bag. And a half. Yay! Yay! Oh, this game. I love Mystery Dungeon, but it knows how to cherry tap. Speaking of cherry tap. Oh, right. I forgot. Reviver seeds cap out my belly. So I don't need to worry about that, technically. Nuke it. Flamethrower. 1 more. And some pocket money. 17 floors. That's a Whalmer. Considering how little damage that dealt, maybe I would have been fine regardless, even if it had thick fat. Probably still would have perished. What? You jerk. Flamethrower. Wait here, then donk you. Reflect him. I mean, it could be worse. Could be better too. Whew. Thank you for saving my bacon cell. I genuinely appreciate you. You get all the head pats. Two reviver seeds. I came into this dungeon with 7 reviver seeds. I want to point that out. And I still got my ass thrashed. That's impressive. Get me out of here. Think the dog's doing good? That's good. Adorable little pupper. No. Not 100%, but better than before. Even still, a little improvement is better than nothing. The little one being so uncomfortable with the other dog being around. It's good to see that they've mellowed out a little bit. Cell, can you take care of this for me? I might not. You got this, Cell. Trust me, you got this. Okay. Here goes nothing. Huh. Maybe I did have this. See? Told you. Don't really need either of those. Thanks, Cell. 22 floors, and... Signal beam. I think a flamethrower might be able to chip you down. Oh no, Octazooka. And a water pulse. I'm a murder this game. I swear to you, draw some. I'm gonna plant me the biggest tree you've ever seen, right in the middle of this sea. It will drink this sea. Dry. If you ever wanted Sands of Destruction to ever happen in the Pokemon universe, I would bring about its onslaught. Every Pokemon turns to dust. Dust. Seven Reviver Seeds. And I used them all just getting to the boss. And I didn't even get to the boss yet! Game, you total waste of autonomous technology. I swear I have had it up to here with you. I have had enough of these MFing water types in this MFing dungeon. And I swear, I'm going to drink you. Oh, it's a Lapras. I swear to dog. I swear to Didalto's puppy. If I don't at least get to the boss. Can I at least get to the boss? That's all I want at this point, just so I could see what the boss Pokemon is and cry my defeat. Because I know this run is a loss. At this point, I'm just letting ride because I feel I need to. You know what? Where's that Pure Seed? Just so we could speed this along. Fuck you, game. I hate you. You could die in the fiery pits of Gehenna. I swear. $27. Oh, why? He called his allies. Please be enough. I hate you. Flamethrower, hopefully that'll take care of it. Good, good. Fire Fang. Not enough. Thank you, Celiana. You have saved me again. Yeah, just use a plain seed. $28. Hopefully, 2 more floors past this will get me to the boss. Oh, good. Aquatail. Precisely what I like to see. A blowback orb. Precisely what I like to see. And I went into this dungeon with so much optimism. Where did it go? I mean, I know I made a few mistakes along the way, but I also feel like I got sucker punched a lot, too. And that's not a good feeling. Speaking of sucker punch. Like, so many Pokemon around here had Counterattacker. That, in tandem with all the Sea Kings around... No, wait, it wasn't Sea King, was it? It was the other... Ugh. It's gonna be one of those games. It's gonna be one of those days, huh? Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Wonderful. Oh, you make me mad. Okay, how much did I lose? Surprisingly, not all that much. I did lose an attack band, but I can probably get another. It's not too much of a loss. I'm surprised I kept the box, though. But hey. It could be a harder loss. I'll take what I can get. Please give me a Reviver Seed. Of course. I was expecting too much. Way too much. Why not have this tail? We just ripped it off the Pokemon. Didn't even ask for the time of day. Didn't even ask for why we wanted to use it. Just find a why not. Pull its tail clean off. It doesn't need the rest of its spine either. One tug, voila. Here you go. Thanks. Thanks. Store all those. At this point, I'm just gonna have to grind up more of the Reviver Seeds, I think. That's a shame. Store my cash. Right, I need to head over to the dungeons. These. Poison Bug. Here's hoping I can get Escape Orbs. Because again, progressing enough with the trade market lets us use Escape Orbs as a currency. 2 Escape Orbs mean a Reviver Seed. And these dungeons tend to be chock full of them and Oran Berries. Perfect starter supplies. That's one. You're kidding, right, game? Just one? You could have, like, 3 to 5 items in a floor, and it's just one. Wow, Elpier's Curse, indeed. Magically, everything seems to be going wrong. That's... gross. String shot. Yay. I mean, they're lovely threads, but yay. Nothing in that direction. That's an Oranberry. Still crap. I mean, it's a workable type of crap, but still crap. There was an item over there. Great. Burninate you. So far, so good. Another Oranberry. I've gotten a lot of these. Maybe something down in this direction. Crossing fingers, please. Let it be something useful. Well, I guess while I'm doing all this, I might as well just talk out my ass. Bet probably something about something random. What to bring up? What to bring up? Well, I finally, got up to level 100 in Super Animals, so yay. The new event is helping with that, in that there are a whole bunch of situations where I can easily get a bunch of XP together, provided I'm being tactical about how I'm playing. It also helps that some of the maps that are up on rotation kinda suck, if I may say that. Like, 2 or 3 in particular are very much, oh hey, everyone's fighting B, so magically you can just camp at your A or C point and rack up an easy 15 kills by yourself without any aid. I understand that part of it is simply the mentality of the players that are going into these matches in the first place. They get so focused around the B point, it being the quote-unquote center point of the map, that they get tunnel vision. To the point that they'll completely ignore the A or the C. And then the better players, who have learned at least a little bit, decide, oh hey, let's go over, while they're busy on the B point, to the opponent's A or C point. And those incredibly campy maps, I believe one of them is Beaver Lodge, or the Beaver Den, that place. That one and the prisons are both incredibly campy and terrible maps, if I may say so. Specifically because you could easily have one or two players just camp out with a shotgun and go ham at anyone trying to stealth in. And usually those maps go one of two different directions. Either one person gets a success... Either one side gets a successful stealth off, steals that point, and then the opponent team kind of just falls in on itself because it sieges too hard into B. Or otherwise... the opposite happens. Where a team gets effectively reverse sweeped because too many people start stealthing C, the A or C point, and then that leads to the other team being able to not only take B, but also the opponent's A or C point, respectively. I've had many moments where I've just gone into the prisons and on that side and just camped out in one of the cells, wait for someone to try and take the flag, and be like, oh, hi, I'm here with a shotgun. You're dead. Have a nice day. It's especially bad with Beaver Lodge, because that house on the right side is super easy to siege. And not in a good way. It's not a good map to fight on. I almost feel like the game mode should have its own dedicated maps for this type of event. Because sometimes it just gets to be that bad. All the other maps, they're fine. I'm fine with sliding around on the ice, and if anything, it's super fun to go around sliding with a sniper rifle and pick people off one by one. Nice prize, nice prize. What do we get? A faux seal orb. It could be worse. Let's see. The barn is a really clever map. It's a really nice setup. The pyramids, a really nice setup. Bamboo is a really nice setup as well. And all of those have a nice support play of, oh hey, you need a decent amount of assaults, you need a decent amount of scouts, and just because you could stealth take an opponent's side doesn't mean that it's going to be easy to keep it, unlike with prisons or, the dam. What the hell? Alright, store those. And I think there are only 2 more of these maps to go. I might as well just clear them on stream. Yeah, Dragon and Ghost. If I remember correctly, after I clear these 2, then we'll have a bunch of more extra maps to go through, and those will be more interesting. I might be misremembering. Ooh, already a Reviver Seed. But yeah, if yesterday's little segment of Super Animals wasn't enough to go by, I have a peculiar way of playing the game. well, that specific mode, in that I'm either the one constantly being an annoyance to the opponent party, or otherwise I'm constantly sieging. More often than not, you'll find me playing as an assault unit that will constantly be trying to shoot at objectives, trying to select points where I can effectively turret and be a consistent thorn in the opponent's side if they want to try and rally. Or otherwise, I'm a scout or otherwise, or rather either a scout or an assault that's trying to stealth into the opponent base. And I'm a little too successful at it. Maybe I've just gotten good at reading people. Maybe I'm just normally low profile. I have no idea. All I know is I am constantly and consistently a thorn in the opponent's side, even when I'm dying. My big issue really is I keep forgetting to spend my grenades. Anytime that I am a heavy or an upgraded assault or a scout, you get grenades, and I never seem to remember to use them. Unless I specifically focus down and I'm like, okay, I need to head to this objective immediately and gas it out, or otherwise pineapple it to get people off of the point, I never remember I have them until I die, and then I'm like, oh wait, why didn't I use those? It's a problem. Maybe I'm just getting a little too much tunnel vision when I play the game and into my role of dedicated Uber lurker. It doesn't exactly help that I'm decent at it. Well, being an Uber lurker, essentially. You get a lot of practice with it with the main game as is, and it only gets worse in the other modes. Mind you, Walking Dead is an exception on that, but I more view that event as gun training than I do teamwork training, if that makes sense. I'm super glad that they're finally moving down Team Hordes and Zombies mode and the Zombies modes to weekly rotation events after this. It's about time that the game had a permanent addition, and this one's for the better. It's going to keep more players in and engaged with the game because those modes are very popular. At that, it also gives an opportunity for them to iterate on these modes too in active time. They can run a mode for a week, listen to what people are doing, tweak that mode a little bit for the next week, and keep going, keep going. Maybe add a mechanic here or there, like say, I don't know, zombies can somehow use grenades now. Or maybe like the people with the actual players. I don't know, have to do a bunch of objectives in tandem with surviving the horde, or something along those lines. There's a lot of room for interplay and experimentation, and they could do it. Especially in now that they're bumping it down to modes that are semi-permanent additions, it's even better. Alright, that's one. I didn't want to look at the offer of the day. Yeah, might as well exchange for another power band. Because Celia is going to need it. And one more Reviver Seed. Store those quick, and get ready to rally for another run. Actually, what do you have? Yeah, it's just gummies. Not great. Alright, time for the Ghost Maze. Right, while I'm doing this next maze, something else I need to mention. At some point, this project will close, and it's looking to be fairly soon. After I do these instrument dungeons, it's probably going to be just the evolutions of our main characters here, and I think that will be about it. I'm not 100% sure if there are any other extra dungeons that I can unlock within the game. I'll do my research, make it an executive decision, but chances are, once I finish with these extra dungeons, then it's going to be probably 2 more weeks of Mystery Dungeon past that. 1 week to cover a specific mod. 1 week to cover a different specific mod, if that makes sense. The 2 mods I do want to cover are... One of them makes it so that Mystery Dungeon essentially becomes a tactical RPG, where you can individually control all of your party members at once within a dungeon, and it's going to lead to a lot more tactical decisions and a lot more interesting, if slower, gameplay. That will probably be one dedicated stream. And aside from that, there will be another dedicated stream to cover the randomizer for this game. Because there is a randomizer that exists. And I feel like that deserves its own special attention. Especially since this randomizer is so robust and everything, that people will actually try to speedrun it. I love Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and I don't really want this project to end, but Explorers of Time is pretty much at its last legs. There's no use dragging it, really. Past then, I'm expecting to begin Secret of Mana. I believe I've already mentioned at least a few times by now. Yeah, great. Can't move. There we go. Then, after Secret of Mana finishes, will be a sort of viewer's choice type game clearing. I'll offer a few different choices, 4 of them rather. And I'll leave it to a vote. I'll leave it to a vote on, say, Twitter or whatnot. And depending on how the votes stack up, we will do one of 4 games immediately. The other 3 will probably be done at a later point in time, or at several later points in time, but at least for right now, they'll be shelved. They're all projects I want to do at some point. I can say that much for certain. I'm pretty sure I've already clued in on what these projects are. Might as well bring up that notepad and talk about it quick. Specifically, I have it as option 1 being something psychological, that being 9 hours, 9 doors, 9 persons. The second option is something bloody, Trauma Center. And there's a reason why I bring up Trauma Center, specifically because it's one of those games that tends to go under people's radars, and it's a fairly well-built medical drama. It's interesting. I wouldn't say it's perfect. It has its Atlas seal of difficulty. And at that, some parts of its difficulty are bullshit. But I have respect for the game. And if anything, I want to try some of the other Trauma Center games that exist too. I might do like a variety stream here or there where I check out 1 or 2 of them. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. The third option is something adventurous, that being La Mulana. This one, out of all the 4 of the projects, 2 of these would be blind, 2 of them aren't. La Mulana 2 is one of those blind ones. I figured it'd be interesting to do a platformer with fairly hard difficulty and a whole lot of puzzle solving, because I happen to be a thinky person, and that type of thing might be interesting. Also, last dungeon cleared. For such a thorough stomping, you deserve a trophy of sorts. Take the dojo's sign. No, that wouldn't do. To begin with, the dojo doesn't have a sign. Instead, I'll give you this. A joy seed. That is my personal treasure. You are more than welcome to it. But don't let this be the end. You'll keep training here, won't you? Maybe. But yeah, those 3 options exist, but I'll also offer a mystery game as well. This particular mystery game is one that I've been wanting to try for the longest. I have tried the demo for it as part of the old YouTube series that I did for a little bit. Prepper, or Preview Purview. And I really liked what I played. It's a interesting RPG in that respect. It's mechanically unique. And I want to give it its due diligence as a result. Because there aren't too many RPGs that try to meddle with the same mechanics that it does. And on top of that, it's also a game that's been published by Modus. That's all I'll say. And with already that, I've pretty much given it away, but even still. If you're not familiar with it, then feel free to research. Regardless, I'll put up a poll at some point, maybe at the end of the project for Secret of Mana, as well as the Twitter poll, because, let's face it, best to stockpile as many votes as possible. But regardless, that's how that's going to work out. Past that, I do have an idea for one more project that I want to do at some point, and it will probably be a fairly long one. I just hope that I could get it working. Because it's also going to be another JRPG type thing. It's going to be a lot more ingrained in culture, though. Well, a culture, I should say. And it's got a killer art style. That's all I'll say on that project. But otherwise, that's how that's looking.